Alors, bonjour. J'ai reçu cette rédaction hier et je voulais partager des fautes ou des choses bien qui se trouvent. Hein. So I want to share this one with you. I got it yesterday evening. It's an opinion piece. So it starts with, it's pourquoi devient-il de plus en plus difficile pour les jeunes adultes de vivre sans soutien financier? So why is it becoming more and more difficult for young adults to live without financial support? So um, this was what I received, and I've basically put in red the mistakes, okay? So this candidate starts by saying, premièrement, on doit faire fait aux faces que le monde change rapidement. That actually should be tout d'abord or premièrement, nous devons faire face au fait que le monde change rapidement. We must face the fact that the world is changing rapidly. So there is an error there, okay? Le monde que notre parent vivait est un lointain souvenir. So what the person is trying to say is the world in which our parents lived is a distant memory. So it's le monde dans lequel vivait. Remember, you're putting that in the imperfect. Nos parents, not notre parent, because NOS in front of a plural, n'est plus qu'un lointain souvenir, is nothing more than, if you like, a distant memory. Le population, of course, it should be la population du Irlandais. No, that's wrong. You're trying to say the Irish population, so it would be la population irlandaise, okay, because it's feminine. The word population is feminine, so Irish then has to be feminine to agree. And he said a grandi beaucoup. I would not use that. I would say a beaucoup augmenté because it rose a lot. Et le pays, be careful of your spelling, ne peut donc pas construire suffisamment de logements. It can't build enough accommodation. So if you look here, ne peut pas bâtir assez meubles rapidement pour ça. Cannot build quite, or rather building rapidly for that. It just doesn't make too much sense there. So what you need to show the examiner is what you're trying to say is basically the country cannot build enough accommodation as a result of its growing population. And a nice word for as a result is ne peut donc pas. Donc, or you could say ne peut pas construire suffisamment de logements par la suite, kind of as a result of that. So then this person says 50 years ago, the cost of a house was, I suppose, similar to one's salary, but now it is not similar. So what I've changed there is I left il y a 50 ans, there's nothing wrong with that 50 years ago, but it's the cost d'une maison, of a house, était équivaut au salaire, okay, was the equivalent to the salary, if you like. Ce qui n'est plus le cas aujourd'hui. This is not, this which is not the case today, basically. You could change it by just writing as far as salary, and you could just write ce n'est plus le cas. It's no longer the case, okay? And then, on faudrait travailler pour longtemps pour être acheté une maison. Quite a few errors here. You should write just simply, les gens doivent travailler longtemps pour pouvoir acheter une maison. Or you could change it, afin d'acheter une maison. Okay, so just watch that. Then it said, our parents were able to buy a house and a car with a small salary. And again, un peu salaire doesn't make sense there. You could say un petit salaire if you want, but again, you need to change that notre to NOS, and I've changed that. So nos parents pouvaient, right, put that into the imperfect, acheter une maison et une voiture avec un salaire modeste, with a modest salary. And then the last thing that you said here was, et je pense que tout le monde est triste aussi. So you think everyone's sad. J'espère que nous pouvons faire change avant c'est tout tard, mais il me inquiète que c'est déjà le cas. Okay, I knew what you were trying to say there. You're hoping that we can change this before it's too late, but it worries me that it's already here. You know, it's already a reality. So be careful when you're using j'espère que, because that's going to take your subjunctive. So here I wrote, j'espère que nous pourrons changer cela. Sorry, it's the avant que. before it, avant qu'il ne soit trop tard, mais je m'inquiète de voir que c'est déjà une réalité, but I'm worried that it is already a reality. Now, if you take which an examiner will do, they will take the whole I suppose, opinion question and take a look and see what actually went wrong here. Okay, so your language marks you'd be fairly hammered on the language marks because all those red, they're all mistakes, right? And the problem is when you make those mistakes, a lot of the time then your language doesn't gel together, your sentences don't gel together so well. But where I have a major issue is if you look at the question, it says, why is it becoming more and more difficult for young adults to live without financial support? And I didn't see financial support anywhere in your opinion question. So you have stated the reasons why it's difficult for young people, but you haven't said the soutien financier. You haven't really mentioned that. So you need to make sure that when you're answering your question, that you absolutely relate everything back to every part of the question. It's really, really important. It's something that I have hammered home to my own students because it's so, so important. Like leaving that part out has you've basically lost half of any marks. So anything you do from that point will only be marked on 50% because you've lost 50% of the question here. So just to watch that, okay? And maybe take a look at your mistakes and just practice, like your verbs are so important. These little things like nos parents, those are mistakes that you need to just work on, all right? And I hope that helped.